Hello guys, Omni here. It is finally time for our first episode of The Flash after Crisis on Infinite Earths. I'm really excited to see how this show picks up and continues after the huge event. I expect to see the most changes in this show because even with its own storyline, it's always been very malleable with the time travel, the multiverse, and everything. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen. I've seen some things online already about what to expect in the rest of the season. I'm not going to say anything about it here going into it. I'm not sure if it's hinted to or alluded to in this at all, but I'm really excited to see how this turns out. I love The Flash. Next to Arrow, it was always my second in line to go to for this. Even at some points, even my first, depending on the back and forth between the season's qualities. But I'm really looking forward to hopping into this. So if you guys have not watched the episode, we're going to be going through my reaction highlights together. So if you haven't seen it, I would recommend tuning out and coming back once you have so that nothing's spoiled for you and you can watch it in the full-blown glory that you deserve. So we're going to go ahead and start right into it. And here we go.
Come on in, folks.
Jitters is back.
Hands in the air, you phone-loving fascists! Are you kidding me? We're already being robbed?
Jitters just reopened and was immediately attacked by terrorists. Give me everything inside.
Dude, we just reopened. There's barely anything in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Good job, you freaking idiot.
Well, I'm gonna start blowing stuff up then.
Ooh, we got some flash time.
Oh, crap.
What? What did you expect?
Sorry I'm late.
Dude, what is this intro? Dude.
Our entire timeline has been rewritten so that they've always lived here, and I don't remember owning this shirt.
Great shirt. Besides, isn't that a good thing?
No. No. No, it is not. Not when these guys are crashing the reunion. We did manage to pick up a butt ton of bad guys and aliens and more metas. And you know the best part?
I'm gonna have to freeze frame through some of these.
Is a bunch of our old villains are back with fresh paint jobs.
When did you have time to do all this? Yeah, I mean, Gorilla City's part of Earth Prime now. Don't you want to go myth busting?
Really?
No,
Dude.
girls are atheists. Are you kidding me? No, I'm gonna run tests on my dig site.
I was running back from a car fire on Route 119, and look who I found on the way back.
Oh, it's digging!
Hey!
Oliver's last will and testament was read yesterday, and he left something for you, Barry.
This is the one I made him. Do you see this? Right above the left eye. Oliver hasn't worn this in years. Why is there a mark on it? I mean, you just said it. Oliver wasn't sappy. What if the mask is a clue to some new threat out there, something too dangerous to put in writing? No, that's fine. Do your thing. Break your story, and Dig and I can work on this.
We can?
Can we?
These people, they will not be brought out of the shadows easily. They live in the darkness.
What the heck?
Absence of light, they call themselves Black Hole.
Black hole. Oh, great.
Guys, we don't even know who's running Black Hole.
We're gonna find out. Now, I have a meeting with the CEO of McCulloch Technologies, Joseph Carver, in an hour. So let's see if he's willing to comment on what's been happening.
I know it's sort of like asking the ocean to be less wet, but Barry, do you think you could slow down?
Dig, you wouldn't let me speed you to the crime lab, so I had to speed the crime lab here.
Look, man, if Oliver really wanted you to look into something, don't you think he would have left you a note?
There's sediment traces on the mask, usually found on islands in the North China Sea. Like Liang Yu.
Like Liang Yu.
Only one with Mirakuru.
What?
Does that mask really have Mirakuru on it?
Anti-Ivo super soldier serum. That's
It is a sentimental thing. I'm betting on that right now. This is just
Got it.
Barry overthinking it.
100,000 views in 1 hour. That's gotta be a record.
Citizen just fired its first shots at Black Hole.
This is a cause for celebration.
Everybody down!
Oh, wow. Good job.
Where's Barry?
He's in the NU. I've been trying to radio him, but that place is a total dead zone.
What about
The extrapolators don't work. Now that the multiverse is gone, the physics behind breaching has changed entirely. But don't
See,
worry,
there
Frost
it
is
is,
out
another
there looking
clue.
for the shooter.
Whoever tried to kill us was using high-intensity light.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're fine. Good. Why didn't you tell me that they were in danger? Okay, I could have gotten them out of there. I was the only one trying to stop crisis.
A crisis you started! Billions of worlds, trillions of people gone!
And I paid for it! As pariah, I paid for it and still managed to help defeat the Anti-Monitor.
Which did nothing for the people who died. Oliver, Harry, Jesse.
Are they
An infinite
actually?
number of Harrison Wells. And we're stuck with the one who killed the multiverse.
Oh yeah, we won't have a whole mix and match of Harrys anymore. Didn't even think about that.
What the frack was that?
Just making sure we learn from our mistakes.
Black hole isn't what we think.
Mirror. Go! Oh! He gonna be okay?
Her, Dr. Kamiyo Hoshi.
Oshi. She's an astronomer out of Tokyo with the power to fuel starlight, but her meta powers aren't precise enough to...
What if she used the photon rifle to focus them?
Good thinking. So we've got a brand
Evil
new,
Dr.
more
Light.
powerful, murder-happy
Well.
Dr. Light on our hands. Another new meta surprise, courtesy of Earth
Mix up.
Kraken Prime.
That was on the freighter?
Ooh,
Yeah. If there's anything left, it's in here.
100% empty.
No, this can't be right. I searched the whole island 12 times.
Take the win, man.
No, I mean, Oliver's mask, it's a warning.
Or maybe this is exactly what it was intended to be in the first place.
I have to finish what Oliver started.
Barry!
Oh, what the?
Are you all right, man?
That's never... I'm just frustrated, I guess.
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. Oliver and Thea came to this island a couple of years ago, and they faced off with the man who used to live in this cell. Oliver brought his uniform with him.
Which is how he could have soil and Mirakuru on his mask.
That man sprinted from crusade to crusade. But Barry, life is more than just the mission. Unfortunately, Oliver learned that too late. Oliver laid down his life so the people he loved could live theirs. And that includes you.
Dig dropping the wisdom.
Maybe some time away from Central City will allow you to figure out who you want to be in this post-crisis world.
No! Cisco better not be leaving.
There you go.
Oh, thank God.
Thanks.
Oh, thank God. I was a little worried we were losing Joe, too.
So I'm sorry, Dad. If you want me to give up,
You know I wouldn't say that.
Gosh, she's on
But
fire, man.
Organization has been in operation for years because God knows how many days I have
I
left
love Jesse
to make a
Martin.
difference. So now I have to remind myself every single day that we don't live in crisis mode anymore. We have time now.
Oh, no.
gotcha.
Lower your weapon now. We got you surrounded. Put it on the floor.
Oh.
I've set up a dead man switch. If I, my employees, any of my sources, my loved ones die, all the information I have tying you to Black Hole will be immediately released.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank God. She freeze the light?
She gonna...
Thanks for coming. I'm going away for a bit. And I was thinking, in the meantime, maybe you could hold down the fort here at Star Labs. While I'm gone, do your best not to break anything, will you, Nashville?
Break everything while you're gone. Got it.
I hope you find what you're looking for.
Oh, I don't. I knew something was up with that. I mean, who didn't? But still. Mirror. Ava. Eva. Big old mirror. Oh! What? What is that? What is it? Tell me. I think everybody was on point this episode. I know we were to be expecting a lot of changes for the season. I know Cisco has been talking about like dipping out for a while. Eventually. I mean, he's been there since the beginning, before the beginning. And I just love the dynamic so much. I hope he's not gone for long. I hope he comes back. I was also, with everybody talking about Joe, I was like, I talked to Joe. I talked to my father. In the beginning, I was like, are we going to start this season? Because we already had last season where he was out on hiatus because he hurt his back. So there was always like a mentioning of his name, whatever, to keep him in the story, but they just didn't have him on screen for a while. They had him go on this like healing journey or whatever. I was like, oh God, no, not Jesse L. Martin 2. No. And he showed up. It was fine. It was fine. I'm really curious to see how many other of these villains we're going to see kind of remixed, rebooted, alternate versions of these characters coming through as we move into the later season. I know it's one of the things that was teased or that I saw before I actually got to watch this episode was that the upcoming season is going to show us a lot of old villains with new paint jobs, new powers, new abilities, new people even taking up the mantles, the roles and stuff like that. So we got our first little taste of that here tonight with this Dr. Light. And I'm sure we'll get a lot more going into the rest of this. I like all the nods and teases and stuff like throughout the episode as far as what's consistent on this Earth versus the last one. This timeline that pre-exists that they don't that where the new Earth is filled in this timeline, like with Cisco and that shirt, Gorilla City, being on Earth Prime as well now. I'm not too sure where this mirror storyline's going to go. The Ava McCullough and the black hole stuff. I'm going to have to do a little bit of research on that and see if there's anything in the comics that might give me a little bit of a lend here. When I saw the mirror universe, I was like, or the mirror portal thing, whatever it is, because Bizarro, could that come up? I don't know. It would be weird, but it'd be interesting. So what's going to happen with this? At first I was like, man, is she like this new world's mirror master? Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. So where we go from here? The bits with Diggle was nice. I like that he came over in this episode. I don't think that we're going to get a whole lot of crossover between all these shows and whatnot, but I like that they're playing with it a little bit, especially after Crisis. But yeah, Dig being in here to do the same thing that he did to Oliver and just show the wisdom, Barry looking for hope and for something to believe in, something to do in the wake of Crisis, and all of that was really interesting. I mean, it was it was pretty transparent, but I think they executed it really well, and it tied in and looped back into the same reason that he gave Oliver that mask in the first place. Because up until that, it was just that face oil that he was putting on his eyes at night, and then you know, Bear's like, just wear a mask, man. Good stuff. Good little bits in this entire episode. Cisco leaving though is going to break my heart. I'm curious what that's going to have happen for him. Is his girlfriend going to stay with the citizen? Is she going to stay? Go? Nash is still a little bit of a mystery on what he'll be doing, how he'll help the team, because he's also been very self-motivated. So I'm curious to see if he's going to take some charge into this. Jesse and Harry, I guess it's fair to presume they're gone. Because, I mean, as far as we know, they haven't shown up on this Earth yet. So that sucks. That's really sad. I mean, it's really at least shows that they're going and committing to the consequences of Crisis on Infinite Earths, so that not everybody's just going to be okay. I mean, I like that there has been some loss, and it's affecting the characters, and they're staying consistent with it. I do like that, but it's just gonna. Out of all of the Harrisons, definitely he was one of my favorites, especially, and of course the dynamic he had with Jesse, that whole relationship, and they were very, very well integrated with the team. So that is sad to see them lost to all of this. And I guess as the multiverse is gone, Vibe doesn't have his powers again. Cisco doesn't have his powers again unless he retook the metahuman cure after Crisis. Also, I don't know. Cisco's conflict at least makes some sense a little bit more so now. So I don't know. We'll see how this all pans out. I'm curious to see where this goes from here. This show has the most potential, I think, for what to do and how to play with the multiverse, the timeline changes and all that. Supergirl's been doing pretty good with it too, mixing it in, especially with Brainy's storyline right now with Leviathan. And even Batwoman with this alternate Beth coming in and taking the place of Alice, and whatever's happening with that. Can't wait to see how that resolves itself. I like how Crisis, at least on some of these shows, Black Lightning is still very much in its own bubble. They, since the first episode back, had only like 2 or 3 lines about it, and it was pretty much just forgotten. They haven't mentioned any of the other cities, any of the other heroes, no one else since that first episode back after Crisis. So it's still very much tied to its own thing. And then with whatever's going on right now in that current storyline, they're going to even be farther alienated from that with what's going on with Markovia. So yeah, we'll see. I really like how this post-Crisis world is expanding from this point onward. I like how they're open and acknowledging the interwovenness of the shows now, the connectivity between them, at least in some of the other shows, acknowledging Black Lightning, even if it's not going the other way around. But we'll see. I like it. So what do you guys think of this episode? Back to the Flash. What do you think about the storyline so far set up? Do you have any ideas, theories, any insight at all into it for right now to let me know? We can carry on that conversation after the video down in the comments. And if you guys like this video and want me to keep keeping up with Flash in this fashion, let me know as well. And if you like the video, support the channel, please, by liking, commenting, subscribing. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, everybody.